Welcome to Pound for Pound ATL, arguably the best place to get facts and opinions on your Atlanta Falcons. And absolutely the best place to get your opinions in. The guys are here, the chat is ready, and the conversation starts now.
What's up, y'all? Hey, man, welcome to Pound for Pound live stream. We are back at it once again. Yes, NFL is officially over, but our season had just begun, like we told y'all and tweeted that out. So, man, we ready to get this going, man. What's up, Jimbo?
Hey, what's up, Toby? This your boy Jimbo Dean, a.k.a. Jimbo Slice, a.k.a. Jimmy Obama. And you can call me any one of those you want, but please do not call me no New Orleans Saints fan. It's the off season, and Pound for Pound ATL, we are ready. What's up, Big Mike? What's going on with you, baby?
Hey, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to do another show with my guys. It's a blessing to be able to talk to the fans. You know, it's a blessing to be able to talk about these birds. So, to be honest with you, we got a lot to cover today. You know, it's like you said, man, it was a Super Bowl going on, and I know we'll probably talk a little bit about that. And I know Patrick Mahomes he's quite glad that the Super Bowl is over with because I've never seen a quarterback run that much in my entire life. But again, man, like I said, it's your boy Big Mike Dub this week, man. I get to talk ball with my brothers. Toby D, talk to these people.
Hey, man, first of all, I got to say shout out to JR. As y'all can see, he's not with us tonight. He's with us, but he's not with us.
Right.
But, hey, shout out to him and, hey, him and his family. But, hey, we're going to get down into it tonight, guys. It's time to talk some Atlanta Falcons grown man, grown woman talk tonight. And I want to start it off with a tweet because after that Super Bowl, it's been some people out there tweeting, and I think there's a lot of fans feeling this way. I wanted to shock y'all with this tonight before we get into it, because I think this all ties into free agency. So if y'all don't mind, I'm going to read this tweet right quick. I don't know exactly how to say this person's name. I want to say @Mo Dana. They put this out after watching Tampa Bay win. So I'm going to read this, and I want to ask y'all a question after I read what they said on this. Hey, Atlanta Falcons, y'all better do some special S this offseason. I'm tired of this MF.
He tired. They tired. Whoever that is, they tired.
Yeah, they are tired now. And I don't think that this person is the only one. And I want to ask y'all guys, do y'all think with Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl that this puts even more pressure? Not that Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith needed any more pressure than they already have coming to this fan base. Do y'all think that this puts more added pressure on Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith to really do some things, considering that Tampa Bay has now won the Super Bowl 55? Starting off with you, Jimbo.
Okay, starting off with me. Okay, look here. Same division. Playing twice a year. We all know that. That's nothing new there. They there. And they ain't going nowhere. So with that being said, with them winning the Super Bowl, that dude up the level, that add more pressure onto our upper management, our coaches, and our players. At the same time, that put pressure on the owner. That put pressure on Rich McKay. Because you're gonna have to look you can't run from these guys. You're gonna look these guys. They are the upper echelons of the NFL right now. They are the big dogs of the NFL right now. And they happen to be in our division. So with that being said, stepping up your game had just went ×2. Terry F baby, and Arthur Smith just went ×2. And I can't stress this enough. How are you gonna mimic, which this is a copycat league, right? Yep. How are you gonna mimic the same team in your division to win games in the NFL, because people like to copycat the Super Bowl winners? How are you gonna mimic them guys and they in the same division as you, which is probably gonna be impossible. But we're gonna see. Yeah. It do put extra pressure on them, and I do. And like she said, I'm tired of this ML. It's gonna have to come on with it now. Big Mike, what's your thoughts on it, man?
I think that you raised some really good points about the need to win, because if we look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they look a lot like a baseball team, and more specifically a baseball division. And to me, it's more like the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, right? And I'll be honest with you. Right now, if I'm honest, let's just think traditional baseball right now. The Tampa Bay Bucks look like the old New York Yankees. Because if you look at the guys they got. They got Tom Brady. You got an Antonio Brown out there. You got LaShawn McCoy out there just basically stealing snaps, stealing somebody's roster spot for a ring right now, right? You got Leonard Fournette as a guy that you just kind of got him saved. you know that in any game he's willing to go off, and he's a guy that can carry a load, and he carried it with ease, right? And to be honest with you, I think that when you bring that question up, it raises a lot about the nature of the division, because one thing that we talked about a lot on this show, especially over the last year, is we knew with Tom Brady coming into this division, with Drew Brees already being there, with a seasoned Teddy Bridgewater who was not a spring chicken, this type of stuff, this was easily the most competitive division in football right now. So if you look at the NFC East, the NFC East used to be tough. You remember the old games with the old Eagles and the Giants? That's gone. Right now, all of the action in the NFC, all of that, it's in the NFC South right now. So to your point, here's the thing. What is kind of disappointing a little bit, and hear me out, this is a bold take. This is a take where I know the comments will get rolling a little bit, and you'll argue with me a little bit. But I want to say this, though. What frustrates me a little bit about the way Tampa Bay's defense dominated is that their defense looks a lot like the Atlanta Falcons defense. Devin White and Deion Jones, they look a little bit similar at the linebacker position, to be honest with you. Don't get it twisted. Deion Jones and Devin White are two of the fastest linebackers in football. But if you look at the way Tampa Bay shut out Kansas City, the Falcons defense made a lot of those same plays, and they gave that blueprint to beat these guys. So to be honest with you, the Falcons gave us the best blueprint to beat the Chiefs other than the Bucs this year. The better question is, where do we go from here? We got a lot of months to talk about it, but you know what, me, Big Jimbo, it is. Toby, it is. And I love the question that you brought up. Where do we go from here?
Yep.
I got to say this. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Big Mike, about the blueprint. Because, guys, if you look at it, since 2008, we've given every team in our division the blueprint on how to build your team. 5 straight winning seasons. Okay, 5 straight winning seasons. We went and got Michael Turner. Look what the other teams in that division when they got Mark Ingram for the New Orleans Saints, and then so forth and so on down.
Yeah.
Look at the wide receiver, Julio Jones. You go get Mike Evans. They copycatted everything we did. The sad part about it is Tampa Bay was able to now capitalize off the roadmap that we laid out. The New Orleans Saints was able to capitalize off the roadmap that we laid out. Okay, but we haven't been able to capitalize off of it. And that, to me, is disappointing. Now, maybe this the coaching staff that we've had over the years between Mike Smith and Dan Quinn. I have no idea, but the talent has definitely been here, ladies and gentlemen, for us to get a Super Bowl ring. Matt Ryan has been here 13 seasons. Do you know them 13 seasons? Tampa Bay hadn't even sniffed the playoffs until now and dominated and now have won the Super Bowl. That's all I got to say on that.
Toby. Boy,
go ahead and say it, Mike.
Talk to him. I was about to tell you like this, bro. I'm going to tell my wife right now, because you get me fired up. Go ahead and hand me a rag right now, wife, because I'm about to start patting my forehead, because you're preaching, and I love it. Keep rolling.
Keep rolling on with it.
Keep on rolling with it.
That's the part I'm disappointed in. And one thing I do want to say, shout out to the Tampa Bay Bucs fan base out there, because you guys have been waiting a long time, and you finally got your just due. Tom Brady has come there. He continues to give out Super Bowl rings, it seems like, apparently. He just gave one out with the Tampa Bay Bucs. And so I got to give a shout out to them. No hate there at all. They did what they needed to do to capitalize, which unfortunately we were unable to do. But guys, what I'm going to ask you, Big Mike, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to ask you, can we do it with Matt Ryan?
Ooh.
Man, I'm okay. So let me be honest with you. This is where we really got to be honest about the quarterback that we have at the Atlanta Falcons. Like, I think Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl, to me, makes me feel more comfortable about next season. It's a weird take, but I think if we do everything that we can, to be honest with you, we start to look at a lot of these draft houses that we've done, and we ask ourselves, what has been Tom Brady's biggest ally his entire NFL career? And to me, a lot of times we look at this offensive line. We look at having a good, like you look at Tristan Wirfs, right? The left tackle that they got for Tom Brady. He came in as a rookie. We never heard his name. He was a solid rookie. Not that he would have been, like, I think if he would have went to other teams, he might have struggled a little bit more. But I think they put him in as a rookie, and they put him in a lot of different situations that really caused him to grow. And I think this will really come down to Arthur Smith's genius, because I'm willing to bet on Arthur Smith right now. Here's the thing. Arthur Smith with Matt Ryan, I'm willing to see what that looks like, because you still have Julio Jones. If we did not have a Julio Jones, if we didn't have anything, if we didn't have a Calvin Ridley still on the contract, if we didn't have a Russell Gage still, still under contract. I would say, yep, let's throw in the towel. Let's just hope and maybe look that the next couple of years may look a little bit like the New York Giants. Just decent players, but the culture may tank. But I think, again, man, we ask ourselves this, and Big Jimbo, y'all know it, man. Y'all have always been around these players. When you see a motivated Grady Jarrett, when you see a motivated Julio Jones, it's impossible to tank. That culture won't be allowed to tank. So to be honest with you, I'm not willing to give up on Matt Ryan because we saw games last year where Matt Ryan looked like the quarterback that we expected him to be. So we know that it's there. But the thing about it is, the bigger question for me is, can Arthur Smith bring that consistency out of him? And, that's what I got. Big Jumbo, what you got, baby?
And can we do it with a Matt Ryan?
Ooh,
I ain't going to say yes, and I ain't going to say no. I'm going to say maybe, because this is what I want to maybe. This how I want to maybe. I'm glad you brought up that word motivation, Mike. I want a motivational piece to come in for Matt Ryan. Is it via running back? Is it via tight end? Hey, is it via backup quarterback? I want a motivational piece to come in there like Alec. Y'all remember when Alec Mack came in? That motivated Matt Ryan, and look what it did to us. 8-8 first seed, then it catapulted us to a Super Bowl. I need a Julio Jones come in behind a running white, motivational piece for Matt Ryan. I mean, a Tony Gonzalez come in, motivational piece for Matt Ryan. You see where I'm going with this? Two great running backs, the Devontae Freeman and then Tevin Coleman, a motivational piece for Matt Ryan. You see what I'm saying? Matt Ryan need a readjustment motivational piece. Now, if you can't get that motivational piece in, that's when it comes to, can we do it to Matt Ryan? And say no, because you ain't bringing in that piece that he need to catapult him to play like he played MVP type of season like in 2016.
Well, let me ask you this question, right? And we heard Arthur Blank talk about this because Arthur Blank is speaking up. He's saying a little bit more bolder statements than we expect out of Arthur Blank right now because he said, let's be honest, guys. We watched it. We know running back is the biggest position in need, right? So let me ask y'all this, and Big Toby, this is a good way to throw it back to you. What is Matt Ryan's most motivational piece? What does Matt Ryan, you know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, when you brought up Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle and all them guys, I that feel motivational to me, but I just kind of want to know from you, and it don't have to be a draft guy. What is Matt Ryan's most motivational piece?
Okay, so I'm going to do y'all like the show. I'm going to answer that, but after we check in the chat, because I want to see what these guys are talking about in here before I answer that question, because they starting to pop off in there, and I know they got what they want to say, and they want to get it off their chest too. So, but hey, Jimmy, let us know what's going on, Doc.
Let's get off into this chat, Big Toby. Glad to have you back, Big Dog. Shout out to JR, hard working man in show business. Moving on. All right, okay. Wide Clarkson said, "What's up, fellas? What's up?
What's up?"
Site BTW say, "Hey, what do I think he got that mixed up? But he asking, what do y'all think about keeping or should we keep Keanu Neal?" Now I'm gonna get both of y'all points on that before I move on in the chat. Just a quick snippet. Both of y'all, what y'all think about keeping Keanu Neal, man? Mike, go ahead, and then
I go ahead. I go ahead, and it's a real tap and go. This will be a tap and go quick before I pass it over to you. My answer is no, honestly, because to me it comes down to coverage, and I think that big hitter, great player, great athlete, good teammate, been a great Falcon, but it comes down to coverage, and his coverage isn't enough for me to justify a contract where we already in salary cap hell. Toby D, what you got?
I said it's a 1 year prove deal. You missed 2 years with injuries, serious injuries at that. If he's willing to come in, basically like what we had with Sean Witherspoon, we tried to offer him a 1 year deal. He decided to go to Arizona in 2015, but that's beside the point. But if he takes something where he understands that you're not warranted a big time contract with your injury history, you got to show us one more full year before we give it to you. I'll be willing to bring him back.
And I'm kind of with you right there, Toby. I'm willing to bring it back. Now, they got 2.6 if he willing to come for a 1 year deal, with that probably going to move to probably 3 or 3.6 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm really thinking with this COVID-19 salary cap, and that's what it is. I'm thinking some of these guys going to be on these 1 year deals until that salary cap get right so they can get paid. So we might, Neil. You just sit around and you just wait, and the brotherhood is over. So if that's what you're looking for, you can go on to Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys got a spot for you, and I ain't trying to be mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Jay Holland?
What's up?
What's up? Speedy in the building. Said, no, I don't think the Bucks is winning the Super Bowl would put pressure on Arthur Smith or Terry. It's their first year. Which could be true too. Which could be. I mean, it is your first year, no pressure. You ain't gonna get fired after your first year. We kind of know that part.
No.
Right.
Breezy said, great background, fellas. Hey, appreciate that, man. Shout out to JR.
Man, hardest working man.
All day long, baby.
All day long.
Hey,
Fred Butts in the field.
Without him.
Fred Butts said, okay, here we go. Did y'all see the report that the Falcons are gonna spend in the free agency? Did y'all see the report that the Falcons are gonna spend in free agency? I didn't see that. Did any one of y'all see that about spending money?
I saw the report that they would be aggressive in free agency, but a team that is this cash deficient, I don't really know what aggressive looks like. Now, the one thing I will say is that this is an NFL where I do think that we will have enough cap space to sign one notable free agent. And to be honest with you, I know we'll touch on it a little bit later. I do hope that we can find one of these veterans in the cornerback room, in the secondary room. I'm noticing some cornerbacks, and I know y'all noticing some cornerbacks that's starting to become available. Patrick Peterson, those type of guys.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to set some money aside, and I think, Jimbo, we got to do a Patrick Peterson to Atlanta show, because if that were to happen, I do think that solves a lot of our draft problems and allow us to go in different directions with some of the guys we've been talking on Draft House. But, again, that's just hypothetical. Go ahead, Toby.
Well, I'll say this about Patrick Peterson, Tampa Bay Bucks. I know that they are deciding between him and Arizona to go, and they're split and go their way. But he may be wanting to pitch to the Bucks because he's played with Bruce Arians and he's played under Todd Bowles.
Right. Oh my God, yeah.
And you talk about the amount of dime defense that the Bucks have ran this year. He would definitely be a piece there. Now, we could figure out some way to draw him, and it's not breaking the bank to do it, then, I'd be all for it to have 21, on the other side over there, AJ Terrell. Me personally, though, I'm looking for a little bit more speed in the secondary. And that's why, what's his name? The Moe is someone that I'm
oh God, please give him yes.
That's somebody right now, man. Speedy safety, and I think we would definitely need that in a cover 2 defense, and he has the ability to cover. I would right now take a younger him over Patrick Peterson, just to be honest.
I'm kind of with you too. I want some youth and some speed over there. All right, let's get back in the chat. Paris Green said, "Goodbye, everybody. LOL, release all second and third stringers and draft all defense. You just want to let everybody go." Now, we ain't being funny, but you just want to let all of them go and just
everybody
go all defense in the draft. You fed up, Paris Green. I understand that. All right, I got it. Brandon Levy said, "My guys, P4P." What's up, Brandon?
Yes, sir.
My guys. What's up, baby?
Iron Mike said, "What up, though? What up, Iron Mike? What's going on?"
What up, though?
And Andrew Bato. Bato. Okay, Bato. I'm gonna go there with it. He says, "What's going on, fellas? Happy Wednesday night. Hope you all are doing well. Rise up. Hey, Jimbo, please do not call me no New Orleans Saints fan. Hey, look here, Phil. I'm loving you. Hey, stay on that boat, big dog. Don't call us no New Orleans Saints fan, because we don't get down like that."
That's right.
Jazzy Jeff Real Talk, no gimmick, said, "What's up, Toby?"
Man, what's up, man?
Oh, Jazzy. And he said, "Cool set as well." Appreciate it. Shout out to JR. One more
Appreciate that, Jazz.
Tony Wright, what's happening, Falcons fans? You Falcons Nation. My bad. We got you. We up in here. Now Iron Mike now back up in here. Now Iron Mike is saying facts. We watched Tampa make all those moves on defense while we spent big on Victor Beasley. Now, okay, it seems like every live show, Victor Beasley, Tag McKinley, and Dirk Cutter name those are the mainstays here in these live shows, and we know it and we get it. Yeah. Our past continue to hunt us. Now, what I want to say about that is Terry F. Baby and Arthur Smith ready. to reverse that past and create a new culture. Because anybody can say they want to create a new culture. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
can you actually do that? Because you got to get in that locker room. It's the head of the snake from Arthur Blanks all the way down to the water boy. You got to create culture from there all the way down. Are you gonna be able to do that? Or are you willing to do that? Maybe you want to let it evolve by itself. But over here at DBN, we have weighed our woes, and we are at the point now where it is now or never. Because if you bring it back, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, it is now or never.
Right.
Let me get y'all thoughts before we get into this free agency on that. Let me get y'all thoughts on like what we're gonna do with the culture, how we're gonna do the culture, and should it be a culture change?
Well, for myself, I said this when on the first think tank that I did, that Arthur Smith should have every right in the world to see what he can get out of Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. Whether that's a year, whether that's 2 years, I think he should get that right to do so. And I think he's going to take that right and do it to see what he can get. Because everybody else has gotten a chance with him. Mike Smith, when he drafted Matt Ryan and drafted Julio Jones, and then Dan Quinn benefited from it for a time. So why not Arthur Smith? As far as the culture, that culture definitely needs to change. I'm really hoping that we go back to building that locker room the way Mike Smith had it, where you got your linebackers with the linebackers, all the defensive players with defensive players, with offensive players with offensive players. I know Dan Quinn was trying this new thing where he was mixing it up, but I think we need to get back to that and get some form of some D-block going on back in that locker.
Oh, yeah. Big Mike.
Yep. I think with culture, you got to use 2 words. When you mention culture, you got to talk about organization, right? And what I mean by that is teams that have good cultures are organized teams. You look at the Steelers. Yeah. You look at the Bucs this past year. They were pretty organized in terms of what the culture is, right? So here's the thing. Let's take a step back and look at Arthur Smith. His dad built FedEx, right? So you know that he is able to lead men and get the most out of them at a huge, massive scale. And Arthur Smith has been one of those kids. He's been able to grow up. He's been able to watch dad. He's been able to see what dad does. And let me tell you something. He saw what dad does so much. He said that he wanted to blaze his own path and be his own man. So first of all, that lets me know he's going to create his own culture. People that want to be their own men. And right now, Arthur Smith could be on a boat somewhere, never even thinking about football. But let me tell you what he wants to do. He wants to fix a team that's consistently 7-9, that's right on the fringe of the playoffs, a team that in the fourth quarter mentally is beat, not physically. We lose a lot of games mentally, right? So ultimately, Arthur Smith sees something in this team that it's about the details. So what I look for Arthur Smith to be able to come in here to do from a culture standpoint is come in here and work on the details. And I think that Terry F. Baby, please say the baby, will be able to get him some players to hopefully make his vision come true. Because ultimately what we don't know, nobody in P4P Nation knows, is what Arthur Smith's true vision is for this Atlanta Falcons team. So so once we figure that out, like you said, I think it'll work itself out though. But good question, Big Jimbo.
Yeah, and before we go back to the chat, I want to get into our top 5 guys when it comes to like clearing up this salary cap misery that we in. If they want to do a salary cap dump, that's gonna be all on Terry F. That's him. That whatever he want, and Arthur Smith, however they want to do it. I don't think Rich McKay is in the building like that anymore, which is kind of a plus for the Atlanta Falcons. I ain't got no hate against you there, Rich McKay, but let Terry F. and Arthur Smith do what they got to do. Dan P's and DPs do what they got to do. So at the top of the list, my top 5 guys, right? At the top of this list, this is pre-June cuts now. If you want to do that, that's up to them. But I got Dante Fowler Jr. Y'all seen the thumbnail. We ain't finna hide from it. We ain't finna run from it. But this is what we do over here at Pound for Pound ATL. We go straight at it. We go straight at it like a locomotive. Now we got Dante Fowler Jr. at the top, number 1. Rico Allen, number 2. James Carpenter, number 3. Allen Bailey, number 4. And then I got Tyler Davidson at number 5 for some reason. He's actually getting paid, but they just redid that deal right before that 2020 season. So he kind of got through in the mud. So he's gonna have to just get out and lay down either way it go. So at the top, at number 1, Dante Fowler Jr. $18.5 million. That's his cap number.
Mm.
His dead money is 15.3. But if we was to cut him pre-June 1st, it's 3.2 savings, cap savings. Now, a lot of people are saying he was injured. He played injured, and we don't know what else was going on during the season. He just wasn't fully himself. Let's just start at number one, fella. Starting with you, Toby. Would you cut him, or would you go ahead and give him a chance and let's see what happened? How would you do that? Because pound ATL, they won't know.
Ooh, man. Did you say Dante Fowler number one?
Dante Fowler is at the top.
Did you really say? I
put him out there. I put him on the pedestal because he really need to be on the pedestal, because I think Dan Quinn did him too many favors. Now, I don't really want to go into the murky waters on how all that happened, but people ain't satisfied with him. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not satisfied with him, to be honest. But somebody just tipped us. But give me your thoughts on that, Toby, before I get to this tip.
You know what? I'm going to keep him, Jimbo. And the only reason I'm going to keep him is because Dean Pease. He has most success in a multiple defense with the Rams. And I think Dean Pease could actually get something out of him that Dan Quinn was not able to do. So with that being said, if it weren't for Dean Pease, if it was anybody else, I would say he got to go. But I think Dean Pease could get something out of him, man. So I'm going to say keep him.
Right. Yeah, and I think I'll say keep him as well, from the standpoint that, injuries do play a point. But, to Jimbo's point, he was a guy that I don't believe that was Dante Fowler that we saw. I believe that was a cutout of Dante Fowler that we saw. He was just out there because there were games where he literally disappeared. It looked like somebody had cut him out and he was out there playing as a cutout. That wasn't Dante Fowler out there. So to your point, I think Dean Pease will actually find he will cut Dante Fowler off of that milk carton that he's been living off of. And he'll have the real Dante Fowler, the one we paying all of this money. You know what I mean? And hopefully we'll get that Dante Fowler this year. Because, to be honest with you, when we look at the game against the Lions, when he stopped Adrian Peterson on a fourth down, I think that was a big rallying play. You know what I mean? From the standpoint of us really talking him up, because Dante Fowler is a guy that we spent a lot of time on this show talking about what he can do. He was in the right system. And I think that, to your point, Dante Fowler is going to be a guy that needs to be remotivated, because you're right. Dan Quinn did favors to guys that's a Dan Quinn mishap that has us in this situation. So if you look at another guy, so here's the thing. Y'all want to throw people into the grinder? You want to throw Dirk Cutter? You want to throw Tech McKinley? You want to throw Victor Beasley? Throw Dante Fowler due to the Dan Quinn connection from that old regime. So like I said, he got an old regime smell to him, but we'll see what Dean Pease can get out of him. Because again, just like Matt Ryan, just like Julio Jones, whatever they got, we're going to get it all out of him. It ain't like, we hope Julio can play. We're going to get whatever we can get out of Julio, because Julio Jones, as good as he is also a reason why we're in this situation as well.
Right. And me personally, I mean, if you're hurt, you're hurt. But if you're injured, that's a different story. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Going on to the chat, we got a tip from Andrew. Andrew Bato said, Jimbo, I appreciate it. You actually, you are pronouncing my name right. Y'all getting me fired up over here. Much love from Michigan.
Woo!
Shout out to Michigan.
Michigan in the house.
You know our goal is to get everybody fired up. We try not to get Toby too fired up. We sure enough try not to get JR too fired up, because he have issues watching the Atlanta Falcons game. So he don't actually watch the actual game. So when he get fired up, it ain't good. So some of us we have to watch how we get fired up. But when we get fired up, we get fired up. It is what it is. Ain't no hold bars over here. You know how we get down.
Hey, y'all, I think Andrew Bato did it again, y'all.
Andrew Bato.
I tell you, y'all show so much love, man. These past
man, we appreciate y'all, bro.
Really appreciate y'all, man.
Every week, bro.
Bato said, keep Dante so it will be cheaper to cut in 2022, or possibly flip him for a draft capital. Now, Andre, you are on something because you actually doing your research, because you don't went ahead and seen how 2020. And I really don't want to get into 2022 because we're in 2021 right now. But 2021, 2022, and 2023, if you go look at that thing, whoo, Terry, look here. You got your job cut out for you, baby. And I hope that voodoo, whatever you got, you brought to New Orleans, you better have it ready, rested to go. because this is kind of easy moving with this year. But next year in 2022,
Jimbo, you're right. Hey, Jimbo, you're right. Hey, Terry F, I know you from New Orleans. I hope you found that baby in the king cake, baby, because we're gonna need it. We need you to find the baby. You know, they got that whatever it is. Hope you found the baby, Terry F. Anyway, talk to him, Jimbo.
I hope so. Now let's move on to somebody that's a free agent, and then I'm gonna get this quick out of y'all before we go back to the chat. Now, Alex Mack. Now, okay, this is a big one now because he's not re-signed yet. He's 36 years old, and he got a $9 million cap. He carried a $9 million cap. That might change to bring it back for a year. I don't know. I want to bring it back because quarterback and center connection is impeccable. You have to have that on point, just for the sake, the psychological standpoint of the quarterback and how he can receive the snap, how he likes to receive his snaps, and he don't have to worry about it. Are we gonna do what should we bring back Alex Mack? I'm gonna get your thoughts first, Mike, and then Toby, you can grab it. Then I'll get back into this chat real quick. Should we bring it back Alex Mack? What y'all do?
I think from an ability standpoint, you absolutely bring back Alex Mack. But I think from a salary cap standpoint, age standpoint, overall where he is in his career right now, I think that it's just like Homeward Bound, bro. You watch, you know what happens on Homeward Bound. He got to go file in the North Star, bro. We got to let him go. Like, you see that door on the thumbnail? We got to show him where the North Star at, bro. And he got to go. And it's been good. It's been real. I enjoyed the stability. Matt Ryan enjoyed the stability. But we can't afford to keep you, bro, because he's not coming back cheap. And appreciate your service, Alex Mack. It's been real, but that's definitely a position where we got to get it right next year. Talk to him, big dog.
Mac has lost to me some of his tough edge that he had when he came here in 2016. And that bothers me the last couple of years. Now, that could be because of Dirk Cutter. I have no idea. But he's definitely not been that tough guy that we're used to seeing from the Browns and coming over here in 2016 with the Atlanta Falcons. With that being said, because of that, I think we need someone with a little bit more tougher edge as the center this season coming around that can really dog some people and push some people around up front, to get some things open up there. Nothing against Alex Mack, man. He served us well while he's been here. We made it to the Super Bowl with him. He was definitely a great choice by Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn when they brought him here. But right now, I just think it's time for us to move on. Now, if that's Matt Hennessy, I have no idea. If that's somebody else. I just know that they need to have a tougher edge and bring their axe with them when they show up in that middle.
Yeah, it like you said, he kind of, and that's just kind of due to age. He's 36 years old, and that $9 million number, that's gonna have to come down, Alex Mack. I love you now. I love you, Matt Trent. Right. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, we love you, dog.
You played with a broken foot and all that good stuff. Yep. That's toughness. Right. I like it now. But at 36 years old, come on now. You come out, me and you almost, I'm a little older than you, but you gotta have to get right now. Anyway. Let's get back into this chat. That's Ice Finesse said, all right, so every year I see the Ravens taking a defensive player that end up liking a lot, that he end up liking, he or she end up liking a lot. So I see a lot of people mocking them, Gregory Rousseau. So I would like to see us take him. Now, Ice Finesse, you catch that Draft House. We get into a little Gregory Rousseau. But we are leaning more towards his teammate, Phillips, that other defense end, number 15, 6'4", 250 pounds, transfer from UCLA. We kind of leaning towards him. We're not trusting Gregory Rousseau that much. But with Dan, what I want to iterate with DPs, he can make a no name into a good name. He don't got a lot of guys paid for like the Ravens and the Titans. He got a lot of guys paid. Well, they was a no name at first, but once they got into P's defense, all of a sudden they was a name because he called the defensive scheme to their strength and made them better and got their name put out there like that. Now, if you want to get a Greg Rousseau, I mean, I'm not. A lot of mock drafts right now are just unstable. It's February, but at the end of the day, these people still want they type of typical player, and you can see what P's want. We know we over here, Pound he said we kind of know what P's want, and he can make a defensive end have a big name that's probably already on his roster, and I get to a guy that's already on his roster that P's can work with, no question about it. Let's get back into the chat. Okay, Peter Vincent said we shouldn't keep Gurley. We should get Devontae Williams or Oklahoma running back in the second round, which is
Agree.
Herbert. Oh, no question about it. I'll take that.
Mhm.
Big low country sports said a 3-4 defense make average pass rushers look good, and
Yeah.
good pass rushers look great. And that's kind of what I was just on with Pease. I was kind of just right there. Now
Right.
let me get y'all. Let me get your thoughts on this before we get back in the chat. 3-4 defense making them average pass rushers look good. Man, let me get your thoughts on that, real quick, Toby. Then Mike, you can give me your thoughts on it.
I think having someone like Dean Pease, he's going to understand pass protection schemes and stuff and how to break that down. That's what's got me excited about him because of all the experience that he's going to come with at that level. And I think with him being able to put in those schemes, blitz packages, it's going to help those pass rushers get free to get into the quarterback when they need to get to him. And that right there is going to be a recipe for success. I'm not sure right now as far as us being able to do something like the Bucks did. They got Shaq Barrett and JPP over there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get up to that level yet, but I do feel confident as far as him helping the pass rush, and that's the reason why I want to keep Dante Fowler, because I think that with what he brings to the table, he will be able to scheme to get Dante's strength to come out and do what he needs to do.
And I like that answer, Toby. Now, I want you to answer another question, Mike. And this is coming out of the chat. This is from Daniel Connor. Daniel's saying, is it just me, or are there no standout edge rushers in this draft? And me and you kind of been on that since draft.
Hey, Daniel, hey, bro, love the comment. First of all, that's one of my top comments right there. I like the fact that you brought that up, because if I'm honest, and you could call me a homer, the only pass rush I would honestly trade up or trade back for in the first round, if I'm honest, is Azeez Ojulari, to be honest with you, because I look at a guy like Azeez as being a prototypical NFL pass rusher that, just Yannick Ngakoue, those type of guys, just a freak off the edge, good against the run, good against the pass, and is a football player. Like I said, the knock that me and Jimbo, we have on Rousseau is that, he's a little bit of an athlete. Don't get me wrong. He was a monster, 15.5 sacks. But again, he's more of an athlete. Now, to be honest with you, you want to know another monster who was in college a little bit? And I'll be honest with you. I will say this right now. Rousseau reminds me eerily similar of Vic Beasley. So I do think that there's a lot of talent there. I think that Vic Beasley was able to flash, but I think that, to be honest with you, these guys' upper body strength, I think, could potentially work against them, because Vic Beasley, if he wasn't getting past an offensive tackle, every time they put their hands on him, he was on the ground. So those type of things are important. To your point, to the point we had earlier about good pass rushers turning into great pass rushers, I do think that, if we look in the later rounds, the Myjai Walkers from Cincinnati, what's the two guys from Pittsburgh, Adam Weaver, those guys, those kind of guys. Those are guys that I think with Dean Pease can come in and teach these guys how to get past them. Man, I was talking to one of my buddies over the weekend, and he said the one thing, and he played for Notre Dame, and he said the one thing I liked about Lou Holtz is it didn't matter who we played. If we were in a situation where, and he was a defensive end, he was like, if I was in a situation against an offensive lineman or an offensive tackle, I'm going to go with the move that Lou Holtz told me to do, even though my mind might say do a spin move. Lou Holtz wants me to do that rip every time. So I think Dean Pease kind of having his signature of what he wants for these guys in situations will allow him to put these guys in better situations, because sometimes it's those type of things. I think a Vic Beasley would have done well with a Dean Pease, a Ted McKinley. If we want to talk about toxic players who didn't work in old regimes, they needed a guy like this, because I think that he would have gotten more of the, look, man, I'm not here to be your buddy. Look, man, you're paid. Learn me, trust me. Look at my track record. Look at all the guys I've done. Who are you? Type stuff. And he demands that kind of respect. So anyway, good question.
Yeah, and I know P's gonna come in there and he's gonna put his stamp on this defense and that defensive line especially. Now, I got one for you. I got one for you, Toby. This your boy Ghost Pepper. What's up, Ghost Pepper? Is in the building.
Ghost Peppers, what's up, man?
What's happening? Ghost Pepper said, I wouldn't mind seeing Charles Harris. Our guy now. That's
yes, sir.
Miami. What's up? I wouldn't mind seeing Charles Harris make a return for cheap. Yeah, we could do better, but we got a decent value for what we invested. What you think about you? That's a great point. Now, Ghost Pepper, that's a great point. And his cap hit next year was on 2.7 at what he's valued at right now, 2.7 million, which probably will go up another million, which is kind of due over the years ago. It probably be at 3.7. Give me your thoughts on Charles Harris, Toby. This is one of our guys now.
I'm going to say this. I do not believe we're in rebuild mode, and because of that, I would give Charles Harris another try.
Right.
To see what Dean Pease could do with him. I think, like I said with Arthur Smith, I think these guys deserve every right to see what they could do with some of these guys that Dan Quinn and them weren't able to get success out of. And that's why, I don't see this as a rebuild mode. I see this as an opportunity for them to see what they could do. And Charles Harris definitely being an intriguing guy that I would like to see what he could bring to the table if we could get him back to his college form when he was at Missouri.
And his true college form when he was at Missouri was mostly, it was a 3-point stance. And that's what he thrived at on the strong side now. And they moved him a lot, but on the strong side was really what he was really in every other defensive end before him. I can go on PK Sam's, all of them before him in that Missouri defensive end. I can see Pease using that. I can see Charles Harris coming back. I'm just.
Exactly.
I like that. I like it.
For sure.
Yeah, I think we already have some free agents on the cheap that we can bring back.
Yeah.
Right.
And not really have to go out to find somebody that we can give a shot in.
Right. Bring Denard back. My simple pitch is this: bring back Darqueze Denard, man. Bring him back. I like his because the reason why I was talking Patrick Peak earlier is that we got an AJ Terrell, man, but we really just need a vet to make him feel comfortable. We just don't need to put all this pressure on AJ Terrell. You know what I mean? I think that he's good. He's gonna be really good for us for a while, but we got to get him some help now so that get this man a partner. This man need a partner. That need a partner.
Hey, look here, chat. Get ready to witness some. All my viewers watching here. I'm disagreeing with Big Mike. Look here, Mike. I rarely do. And this is informally. Now, this is informally. You're my brother. My brother. I'm a secondary guy. I don't want him back. And this is why. This is why. You got Sheffield where you can move down in there. We're gonna draft the corner. If you bring Darnard back, you're gonna slightly put that corner that we draft behind the 8-ball. And Darqueze Denard, you're 30 years old. I don't want a 30-year-old guy. We don't have this bleed away with. I can go on and on. Your hips are a little stiff there, bud. You gotta get them hips together. And with age, they're gonna get stiff. I don't want to have a Denard come in, a Denard stay, a corner get drafted, and then he have to sit because we got to get his veteran the snaps. I don't want that to happen. Kind of what happened to Corday Arlison. You bring in a Tar Gurley, then somebody got to disappear. Somebody ain't gonna get those reps. And if you keep a Denard, somebody ain't gonna get them reps. I think it's time to move on from a Darqueze Denard. I think that I appreciate you. You had fun in Cincinnati. You kind of had fun here. You had your little injury prone. You was inactive a little bit here and there. I'm not taking him right about now. I don't know how. I don't see him fitting in P's defense, and that's another thing. I don't really see the fit there. You want him, Mike? I don't want him. It is what it is now.
I like that though. I like that, but I do think that if we're looking at ways to get pressure from different positions, we need those corners that have the ability to blitz. We're gonna need a lot of pressure from a lot of different ways because it's not gonna be a secret. It's not gonna be a secret that we're gonna blitz a lot of linebackers. Yeah. Even if we got a Michael Parsons, y'all know why we get Michael Parsons, and it ain't to go drop back in coverage. It's to go put him and hide him to go rush from different angles. So to your point, you're absolutely right, and I will. It'll be interesting to see. I do think that if we bring Denard back, that does give us a chance to focus on some, just some quicker stopgaps that I think are a little bit more pressing this time. But no, I love it. Hey, you raised some good points.
Let's get back in the chat and here we go, fellas. Are y'all ready to get into it? Oh, TB3. How you doing, TB3? TB3 said it's time to drop the quarterback. I don't believe we're winning next year. Even if we keep Matt Ryan, we won't be in a position for a while to take advantage of a young quarterback while we can. And look at TB3. I understand what you're saying. And God knows you got to build for the future. Do not get it twisted. We know that Matt Ryan will eventually lead his team one day, retire or with da. But I got too many holes to let a veteran quarterback walk. You see what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. Let me fill these holes while this guy that created the foundation is here. And then when he leaves, I got the holes filled, and it's easier for that younger quarterback to come in. Now, that's just my thought, but Justin Fields, you are looking good. Don't get me wrong. At number 4, you are getting me fired up. You'll turn me up in here in a minute. But let me get y'all thoughts, man, on the young quarterback. Now or never. What y'all think, man? I'm good.
Go ahead, Big Mike.
I mean, yeah, not now or never, but again, it doesn't have to be in the first round. To be honest with you, yeah, it is now. We need a backup quarterback. And to be honest with you, Kurt Binker needs to compete with somebody. I've seen a lot of Kurt Binker on tape. I like Kurt Binker. I'm comfortable with Kurt Binker, but I'm only comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh my God, Kurt Binker to come in and right. Blow it up. Now, where I'm a little bit more torn is, who do we get behind Matt Ryan that either we can directly feed into, or do we want to start becoming those teams where we just have guys who have been proven, former guys, you know, a Tyrod Taylor, just guys that, again, are starting caliber guys that can back up Matt Ryan? To be honest with you, like I said, what is it that we don't like about Sam Ehlinger? What is it that we don't like about Kellen Mond? To be honest with you, I think Roddy White brought up a good point about Zach Wilson. I'm not really as comfortable about drafting a quarterback who lost the coast to Carolina, but that's just me though. And I like old Roddy White, and I shout out to old Roddy White.
Shout out to Roddy White, man.
I'm gonna say this much, and I'm gonna continue to bang the table for this guy, Kyle Trask from Florida.
That's not bad.
I think he will be a perfect guy to get later on in the second round if he's there and available. Someone you can develop. And let me tell you why. One of the things that Arthur Smith likes in his quarterback is pulling the trigger. That's even if the receiver don't even look open. He wants you to pull that trigger. Don't be waiting. You know what I mean? And back shoulder throws is a huge part of Arthur Smith's offenses as well. And you have to be able to do that. What Matt Ryan has shown, he's been capable of throwing back shoulder throws. Had a lot of success doing that.
Yep.
And Kyle Trask, when you watch his film, he throws those things so successfully, and that's why I love it. And he pulls the trigger without second thought. Now, he's got some decision issues that he needs to work on because he don't always see the open player when he need to, especially down there in the red zone. But I think having someone like Arthur Smith, T.J. Yates, the passing game coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, and our quarterback coach now, Charles London, which I'm interested to see how that's going to work in with Matt Ryan, since he was a former running back coach for most of his career, entirely his career, actually, how that's going to work with Charles London being the quarterback's coach. But I'm curious to see if we wait until the second round before we pull the trigger on a quarterback. I just think 4 is just a little too early, especially if Matt Ryan is your guy, which I want to ask you, Big Mike. I'm glad this came up. Because I heard it on radio today, the question being asked. If Matt Ryan is your guy, do you go all in to get Matt Ryan what he needs, or do you use that 4th overall pick on a quarterback and feel like you can do both, prepare for present and the future?
If I'm Terry F, and I almost cut you off before you finish the sentence. If I'm Terry F, it's a quick decision. It's a quick decision, and it's a business decision. I'm here to win now. Like I said, we always talk about Terry F, and we talk about him as a general manager, and we talk about hope. Let me tell you something. In the NFL, they don't give general managers time to have hope. It is right now. So because the pressure is on right now, because we need to get the most out of Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, all of these guys right now, I think it is time to get Matt Ryan what he needs right now, which is why, again, if we pick Penei Sewell, which is why I stand on this hill, if we pick Penei Sewell, whine, complain, be mad, be upset, breathe, then appreciate the fact that you'll have a left tackle guard for the next 10 years.
And that's right. You build a team inside out. That's football 1-on-1.
Period.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive line and offensive line should be the MVP because they pretty much won that game. Now, let's go back to the other side with Kansas City. They were missing 2 tackles. How did they lose that game? They were missing 2 tackles. Building inside out.
Right.
Losing those 2. Patrick Mahomes finally looked like a rookie quarterback when he's missing 2 good tackles right there. Come on with it now.
Yeah, he was running a lot. Yeah, with that bomb toe.
He ran for 498 yards, but they went north and south. Yeah, it wasn't north. He was going east and west. That's what missing 2 good tackles will do for you.
Jimbo.
You understand?
Talking,
That'll
Jimbo.
get your
Yes, sir.
quarterback sacked over 40 times in the last 3 years, in which Matt Ryan has got done. Now I don't want. Okay, let me get off this high horse because I'm finna get fired up. But I want to sneak something in there real quick. I'm finna sneak something in that's a possibly backup quarterback. And Pound ATL, y'all leave in the comments. Y'all let me know. Don't be surprised if Marcus Mariota get picked up as a backup quarterback from the Oakland Raiders. Do not be, because Arthur Smith gave him chance after chance before he actually put Tannehill in the game. Think about that. He ain't gonna be that much. It's gonna be pretty cheap. I would deal with a Marcus Mariota as a backup quarterback. I would deal with that. He know the offense, and he possibly could give Matt Ryan that motivational piece I was talking about earlier in the show.
You being bold tonight, Jimbo, and I love it.
I like to be bold. Y'all know I like to be bold.
I love it. Some bold boundaries tonight, boy.
That's right, baby. Don't be vanilla.
While we be on the bold tip, my guy Christian Blake is one of those guys that's a free agent right now, and I just don't know if they're gonna bring him back. I just don't know. Hey, look here, CB13. I love you, my man. You my guy. I vouch for you. I put my life on. Hey, I put my life out there on the line for you for Pound ATL up there. You
got him a position last year. You were the only one.
You got him in.
But look here, baby. They probably ain't gonna bring you back, baby. It been good. Hey, it was fun though. Please do not get it twisted. Boy, it was fun. Anyway, let's get back to the chat. Okay, we got Falcon for life. He said he liked the defensive tackle Barrymore as is a monster, the one out of Alabama. Not bad. He need to gain a little weight, but not bad. That's a good pick. Okay, Peter Vincent said, I still like Victor Beasley. I was happy for bro in 2016.
Whoa. What year is it? Whoa. Time out.
2016, man. It's
Wait. Talk about this 2021 Vic Beasley. Look, 2016, we felt good back then. We was there. We was at the game. And listen, we remember the confetti from the NFC Division Championship game. That's why we talked about this. Yeah. So talk about 2021 Vic Beasley. Anyway, keep rolling, Jimbo.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's get back up with him, man, because we got some guy. We got Tucker Mile 404. Let's say does TG come back? I mean, good God, man. $5.5 million next year. 27 years old. I'm an adios right there. What y'all, Mike? Then Toby, what y'all think?
D. Orlando Ledbetter. Shout out to D. Orlando Ledbetter of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Got to give my shout outs where I see them. He put today in his article that Todd Gurley has a market value of $5.5 million. So I can't bold. Are we bold tonight? No. Toby D, what you got for him?
That's a big fat NO.
Right.
The guy came in here, he didn't even crack 700-yard rush.
Right.
It's clearly not the same guy. We don't need a part-time rusher. We need someone who can bring the heat.
One more for you, Toby. 10 carries for 12 yards, $5.5 million. No. Jimbo, what else you got, baby?
And when Toby say no, he ain't talking about New Orleans. Don't call me no
right. Please don't call us no Saints fan. That's right.
No. Okay. Cleo McCowan said Wilson was a great asset to the. Okay, he talking about something else that's going on to the chat. Okay. Jason Nails, where you at? I just seen a good one from you. I got to find you a queen again. I'll come back to you, Jason Nails. Okay, here you go. If we don't draft Sewell at 4, need to trade back for more picks. And now over here at Pound 810, we've been on that tough. But we also got us a group chat going where we talk on a day-to-day basis where we starting to believe. Now, it isn't we starting to believe. We starting to witness that, okay, when will the next time will we be at this 4? Because if we Atlanta Falcon fan believe in Arthur Smith and Terry F like we do, we might be winning some games here, fellas. We might be 8-8, 10, and might we ain't gonna be back at that 4 pick there for a while. Now, should you trade back or should just quick thoughts because we already kind of have our idea how we feel about it.
Yeah.
Do we stay there or do we move on or do we trade back? Get quick thoughts on it, fellas. Go ahead, Mike.
Real quick, if we trade back, every trade back pick is better for DNP because again, you give me J.C. Horn in the first round and you give me some more depth, and you give me another body to fill a need, I'm good with that. Like I said, it ain't a man. We don't have Justin Fields because again, listen. Let me tell you something. You got two kind of Falcons fans. You got the Falcons fans who can look at information and sit there. Then you got the other Falcons fan that is gonna look at information and he gonna explode. He gonna explode regardless. If we don't draft Justin Fields, he gonna just explode. Boom. No, no quarterback. I'm hurt.
Right.
I'm torn out of pieces. But again, most of us will look at a J.C. Horn and say, well, hey man, that tag team partner that I was telling you about, Jimbo, like you said, we went 10 years younger. To your point, you said Darquelle Denard was 30. J.C. Horn is 20. So if you can give me a 20-year-old J.C. Horn with AJ Terrell forming a tandem, building something, and we get an extra pick to possibly get us a nose tackle, which is another position we're gonna need in the 3-4, which we got to talk about coming soon. I just think that trading back ain't a horrible scenario because I know we just Michael Parsons, he can blitz from free safety, he can blitz from linebacker, he can blitz from defensive tackle, he can blitz from everywhere. But ultimately, we need more because you got to win to compete with the JPPs, the Shaq Barretts, the Tom Brady's, the gold standard, which is the Tampa Bay Bucks right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna need somebody that we're gonna need as many people as we can get to do it. We need an army. We don't need a beret.
Right.
No.
And Speedy said, if we pick a quarterback this year, we will be picking another quarterback again in the top 10 again if we go a quarterback. Hey, look, Speedy, I don't know that. But it's a strong possibility that if we do that again without trading back and filling some holes, it's a strong possibility we'll be right back where we at right now.
Right.
And it's somewhat pressure on these guys. These new Arthur Smith and Terry, it's somewhat pressure, but it's their first year. Look at that leeway we gave Dan Quinn when he first came in. He started off undefeated and he went 8-8. We ain't gonna let, which was a dead giveaway. He couldn't hold no lead. Anyways, man. Whew.
Well, I will say this about drafting a QB, because this is going to be the forever subject all the way up to the draft.
Every week.
It's going to depend on if Arthur Smith's guy is in this draft to whether we pull that trigger at number 4.
Yeah.
Whether he feels that Matt Ryan is who he's going to roll with. If Matt Ryan is his guy, I don't see him drafting that guy at number 4. But if Matt Ryan is not his guy, but someone that he's just using that stopgap and he sees his guy in there that he wants to develop over time while he has Matt Ryan, then I see them pulling the trigger at number 4. It's going to really just ride on Arthur Smith. If his guy's in here, if Zach Wilson is his guy that he's looking for, you know what I'm saying, or Justin Fields, or even if they try to get bold and go all the way up to number 1 and get Trevor Lawrence, who knows? It's just going to depend on what they see as their guy going into this draft. And that's going to answer that question.
Oh, no question about it. It really comes down on them guys' shoulder at the end of the day. Now, we bumping up here on the hour. Now, let me go ahead and finish the chat real quick.
I was just about to say something. Yeah.
Deep Country Production said we need to be able to run the ball. Hey, no question about it. We know that. We already know that. You can get that. Let me see. Arthur Smith is not looking for, this is Millie Mill saying Arthur Smith is not looking for another Derrick Henry. There will never be another one of those. That's very true. That's big facts right there. Norman Sullivan, we go all defense play. They have to be in top 10 at season end, and it will a bust. It will be a bust or a move. Okay. Norman, you kind of losing me right there. But okay. Brandon Levy, last one. We need the guard from Bama, Big Deontay Brown. Okay. Man, you that's my guy. That's your prototypical left guard. You haven't gave up a sack in 2 seasons. Y'all tune in that draft house. But do Arthur Smith like big guards like that? Because you're gonna have to be able to pull with his screen game. Go watch the little Tennessee Titans little thing now. You're gonna have to be able to pull. And Deontay Brown that heavy. We don't know. Let me get y'all last thoughts before we get up out of here, Mike, and then Toby. And then get your last thoughts, and we're gonna get up on. We bumping up on our hours, y'all. I love it.
And again, it's another bullet point one. It's gonna be a quick one. I'm gonna say Roll Tide, but it ain't Deontay Brown. I'm gonna say Roll Tide because it's Chance Warmack. Chance Warmack that was over there playing with the Seattle Seahawks, who had a rough little go of it in the Seattle Seahawks, who just got waived by the Seahawks after kind of falling out of favor with the organization. The same Chance Warmack that was drafted by Arthur Smith, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, who did his best work under Arthur Smith, who could come cheap and potentially be our left guard situation. He a free agent that I'm gonna watch. we're gonna do a special on Chance Womack later because I feel like he's a guy that he's kind of got my eye right now. He's one of those under the radar, Sally Crap. Yeah, hey, look, man, give me a chance to reprove myself. Left guards who has been proven in this league under this coach, who again, Jimbo, like I said, this guy was an offensive line coach, so he coached this guy himself. He know what he want out of his hog molly.
Right.
We always talk about what he want out of the quarterback, but have we asked ourselves, what does Arthur Smith want out of his hog molly? What is his plan to protect Matt Ryan? Because if we honest, that's the most important plan. The plan to protect Matt Ryan, regardless of offense, regardless of receivers, regardless of pass rushing gurus. What is the plan to protect Matt Ryan?
That's me, the question. I
go Roll Tide, Chase Womack, watch him. Because if he becomes a Falcon, you heard it here at P4P. Big Toby, what you got? Take us home.
I mean, man, all of that sounds real good. I wouldn't be mad at any of it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. We gotta learn how to protect Matt Ryan, but a lot of times schemes play a role in that too. That offensive line was atrocious with Jameis Winston. But we saw with what Tom Brady brought in there, what he understands about offensive line and pass protections and all of that stuff really played a huge role in scheming and how to get those guys to block for him and do what they needed. He made that offensive line that looked so terrible the year before look like world beaters.
Right.
And that's what we need more than anything with Arthur Smith being here and having that background in offensive line and the coach he got, out of Carolina. Let's see what they put together to help protect Matt Ryan and what plays that Matt Ryan's going to be comfortable running. But, hey, man, with that being said, guys, man, we running up on it, man. We got to get ready to get up out of here. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming in and tuning in with us tonight, man. Like I said, shout out to JR, the hardest working man in show business.
No question.
Hey, it's time to get them Twitter plugs in, man. So, hey, Big Mike, we're going to go with you first.
Hey, man, y'all follow your boy, Big Mike Dub, MIKE_DUB. Always love the tags at your boy as much as you can. I try to respond when I can. Jimbo, what you got for him?
And that's Jimmy Obama at Jimmy Obama, JIMMYOBAMA on Twitter. Kojak Nantucket and Reggie 2K. Y'all late, but y'all go back and replay this thing. We know y'all in here. Shout out to Kojak, big dog. But hey, until next week, big dog. Hey, man, y'all relax. Y'all brush your teeth, have fun, and wear your mask. This is ATL, and we will see y'all. Rise up.
Rise up.